Many people want to make money on the internet, and you've got lots of different people, with different packages and different systems, and they'll tell you how they manage to make X amount of money over X amount of time by doing and practicing and putting into place a particular system which they're quite happy to sell you for $97 or discounted to $47, and this is what they did, and this is how you can do the same by copying their system and by doing exactly what they did, that you'll be able to get the same result. But that's really just an illusion. That's just false, because we're all different, and we're going to take what we use or take what we hear and use it in different ways according to our understanding, according to our gifts, talents, resources, and the results will not be the same. We may get a measure of success in finally making some money, but at the end of the day, we're not going to really replicate that success. All we're going to do is get some measure of it. What I want to talk about today is not so much on the focusing on the making money, because it is possible to make money on the internet. It's possible to make substantial amounts. But what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about a sustainable amount. Making money on the internet that is sustainable, that's not just a one-off, it's not just a firecracker, it's not just a sparkler that lasts for a few minutes and then just goes out. You have money coming into your website, and then it all dies down and fades away. I believe to get and earn and make sustainable income on the internet, you really do have to put into place all the different substructures and superstructures that are necessary to transport your visitor and his desire, his wish, his want to a reality of having and obtaining and reaching and getting that want and desire or that goal satisfied. And to do that, I think we can imagine the journey that the visitor takes that comes to your website. Imagine it really as a train journey. He buys his ticket for $1, and his destination is somewhere down the road. He knows what the destination is. But many times we got visitors that come to the website who don't know what the destination is. It's like, oh, I want to make money on the internet, but that's not a really specific destination. I mean, that can take you to many different places. I mean, how do you want to make that money? I mean, how can you make that money? How are we going to sustain and keep it going over a period of time? So many people come and they don't really know what they want, apart from a general vague, I want to make money over the internet, not realizing that once they get on that make money train, it's a train that has many stops on. And so you can get on that train as you would get on a real train with a destination to Birmingham. But if Birmingham ain't where you want to go, then you've wasted your money. So in the beginning, you know exactly where you want to go. You know how long it's going to take, and you know what you're going to do when you actually get there. I don't think many people who say, oh, well, let's just make money on the internet, actually know or have set up the structure that's necessary. Like in real life, you're going to need a railway line. You're going to need tunnels to get you through the hills. You're going to need passengers to get on and off the train, paying passengers. You're going to need somewhere for them to sit. You might want to provide them with refreshments on their journey. But there's lots of different things that have to be put in place before you can take that $1 or £1 paying customer to his goal and to his destination. And that's assuming that he knows his goal. Well, fair enough. He pays his ticket and he gets on, and the destination is Birmingham. Well, that's where he's going to get off. But if he gets off at Birmingham and then he finds out, oh, I didn't really mean to get off here, he'll buy a ticket and to go someplace else. What you really don't want him to do is buy that ticket to go somewhere else. You want him to find what he's been looking for when he gets to the destination. So that's when you have to do a little bit of research, know what the actual person is looking for, and that's where all the keyword searches come in. You know, people are looking, people are searching, people want and have they want things, and so they will go to the search engines and they will look. And so depending on the number of keyword searches that there are, you can determine where the person wants to go, and so therefore have what he wants when he arrives at his destination. I don't know if that's making any sense. I hope it is. It kind of like makes a little bit of sense to me. And so you prepare him because he knows what he wants, because he's searching. And when he gets there, he finds what he wants and he can look around, and eventually he will make a purchase. Eventually he will take that action. He will click that button because he's arrived at the place where he wants to be. And now he feels comfortable enough to do and carry out the task, what he wanted to do, which is why he got on your train. So having said all of that, how do we make this train? Well, to make this train in real life, you need bricks, you need mortar, you need labourers, you need spades and shovels and tools for people to be able to dig, and people to lay rails, and people to put the whole thing together. You need a lot of resources, and it's the same thing with making money on the internet. You've got to put into place, you've got to have a destination, which is a website, which is what where the person, your visitor, wants to actually go to. So maybe it might be a good idea if we think in retrospect and think, well, that visitor needs to be vetted so that when he comes on with the expectation of reaching his destination, that what he finds is what he was looking for. We've got to make sure that what's on our website satisfies the visitor's expectations. So working in reverse then, if you know what the visitor wants, you provide it for him on his website or her on your website. Now you've sorted out the destination. Now you've got to provide a way to get to the destination. So before you can find a way, you've got to find your passenger. So who is your passenger? Who's going to get on this train when it actually eventually gets built? Well, you're looking through the search engines. You're looking for who's searching for what, and you have to make a decision. And we'll have to come to that on another day, on how you get to make a decision on what kind of what kind of niche, because that's what we're talking about, where you're going to place your website, what your website is going to do, and what is it going to be about, and what is it going to be tasked with, what's it going to achieve, what is the end result, is the passenger going to be satisfied when he gets there? all of these things, I think we can, we really do have to bear it and keep in mind as we build our train station, a railroad, if you like. So now we have a passenger. That is, we have somebody who wants to get from A to B, and we've got he's at the A, and we've built the B. Well, we have to build the B according to what the passenger at point A wants. All right. So, want to make money online? There are lots of ways to do that. But having said that, we have to provide a solid, concrete, step-by-step A, B, C, D, E, F, G way of getting from the start to the beginning for the passenger. Well, that's something else. You have to have your destination. You have to know where the person is coming from and what they want. You have to provide for them. Then you have to build the track. So what we're doing is we're building what you might hear in internet parlance or internet speak. You might hear funnel, the word funnel bandied around, and in a way that it is like a funnel. You're getting lots of different people arrive at your station, and then they're being narrowed down as they get on the train and board the train to the destination, which is your website. You might hear that word bandied around, funnel. It is like that. In many ways, it's like that. That's exactly what it is. But in my illustration, I've got a train and I need to fill it with passengers. These passengers have to get to a site. That site that they get to has to fulfill their expectation. So I want passengers. When I'm advertising for passengers, I'm looking for people to get on my train. I want them to have that expectation. They've got to be people that are already searching, already looking for what I have for them at the other end. So that when they get on the train, they'll pay their money and they'll be happy when they get off because it's where they want to be. Hopefully, they'll see what they want. It will be what they want, and they will take out the required or the expected actions, which will result in a financial reward for you, of course. How do we get those people onto that train? How do we get them? How do we transport them? What are the things that we need? What are the substructures? What are the superstructures that must be in place, and then they must be maintained? Because if we have the superstructure and the substructure in place and any part of it collapses or fails, like in real life, if a train station or part of the track is subjected to overnight flooding, it means that track can no longer be used to transport passengers. If it can't be used to transport passengers, you're not making any more money because people aren't paying to go to that destination along that rail. They can't get to that destination, so they're not going to give you that dollar. So you're losing money, you're losing revenue. So it's very, 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 very of the utmost important, if that's making any English sense at all, to keep the substructures and to keep the superstructures in place at all times, at all costs, so that there is always a route to the destination for the passenger. If you, who are the architect, if you like, the designer, who has made this tunnel, you put in place all of your structures and all of your substructures. If you have to continually spend time on the maintenance of it, what it does is it detracts from the revenue that you make And it also stops you from developing the destination and making it more profitable, making it more and more to suit the visitor's expectations. If it doesn't fit the visitor's expectations, then they could possibly go another route, or they will go another route to a different destination, to a similar destination, to a destination that has what they want. So you, as an internet marketer, you as the architect, has to build the superstructure, build the substructure, put it all in place, and make sure that there is adequate maintenance to keep on bringing your passengers to the destination, while at the same time upgrading the destination by listening to feedback, hearing what people have to say, and keep on upgrading the destination so that it becomes an exotic. It becomes a place where, it's the go-to place. It's where everybody wants to go to. So down at the other end, your passengers are getting on. More and more passengers are getting on because they've heard and they know that the destination is where they want to go to. I don't know if this is making sense. I hope it is. But that's how we need to view internet marketing. It's not just a system that you can, market to everybody. I think that's a real fallacy, and it's people are getting rich not because of the system and the success of the system, but simply because they're getting rich on the dreams and the hopes of people who want to make money, realize and recognize that there is money to be earned, and they're looking for easy ways to simply make automated money that's going to come in, while they sleep, and not having done any work, or not having studied, or not having looked or researched anything, but just hope to take a patented, made-up system and just start to generate finances from it. I don't think that is going to be a successful model for everybody. For one or two people, it will obviously make one or two people, the few people, quite a lot of money. But there are people whose dreams and whose hearts are being broken every day, because when you look at the forums, you see people who are constantly crying out about, I can't make this work. I don't have the facilities or the resources. I don't have the intelligence. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have I don't have what it takes. Help me to make this system work, and they can't make it work. So those kind of people, I think, are filling up the forums. There's one or two people making a lot of money. But for the vast majority of people, it's not really working. So what we need to do, what I'm trying to do, is show you that to be a successful internet marketer, to be successful in that digital marketplace, you really have to set up your system first of all. Keep your substructure and your superstructure. Keep everything in place. Your tunnels are in place. Your tracks are in place. Your everything for your little railroad is in place, and it has to stay in place. It has to stay in place a long time, because as the passengers start to trickle over slowly, they'll start to come onto the train one by one. You will get more as you advertise, as you become more known, as your destination is still there this year and it was there last year. More and more people will find it. As more people find it, you will get the economic benefit. But you've got to keep the thing in place. So what thing are we talking about? That I'm going to have to talk about in another video. Alright. I hope something of that that makes some sense to you. Alright. See you on the inside.